Well, hi there and welcome to the Shoe Rainer Drawing Channel, and I'm doing another one of my chats today. I've had an email from the Kirov21 who lives in Israel, and he says he's always kind of like drawing, and he kind of wants to do art and stuff for a living, but he doesn't know what to kind of style to work in, and how did I end up in children's books, what led me to that, and yeah, it's a difficult question. I think, I've kind of made a fairly good living for about 20-something years, and I've been able to do what I want to do, which I think is more than most people get to do. So I consider myself very lucky and very grateful to have been able to do that. And how I got there was a very long and twisted, winding road. I remember at art college there were some people there who they've just known right from a very early age, this is what they want to do, this is what's inside them, and they just go forward, and they're kind of very, self-contained people. They know what they believe in, and they kind of go forward doing that kind of thing. It took me an awful long time. I think I always liked drawing as a child. I was always drawing, and I was always making lots of things. I was very into making models and things. And I had a bit of a disastrous education system. I kind of got put back a year 3 times through my education system, no, I didn't do very well at school. And so I found myself doing what we call A-levels in Britain, which is, so I was about 18, and so you get down to 3 subjects ready before you go on to university, really. And I was doing A-level maths, physics and biology. What on earth was I doing those subjects for? I have no idea. I've been given such bad advice along the way. And my maths teacher one day, it was about 6 months before the final exams, we did a mock exam to see how we were doing, and my maths teacher said, you got 4% here. There's no point doing this. And he showed me my maths book and the best student in the class's book, and he said, what's the difference? I said, well, this one's all full of sums and calculations and mine's full of drawings. And he said, yeah, you just don't do maths anymore, you just draw in the maths lessons. So he sent me to the art department, where I had a brilliant teacher who taught me to draw, and got me really fired up, and I was just like, literally overnight, I go, wow, I'm home. And just being in the art department in the school, it was just like, oh yeah, I'm here. And I think you want to get hold of those feelings. When you kind of feel, yeah, then you know you're on the right track. And every time you think, that's not quite what I want to do, then try something else. I left school then, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I had all these kind of science qualifications, and I sort of applied for scientific kind of jobs. I got offered them too, and then I thought, I don't want to do that. So I got all my drawings together, and I kind of went walking around town, and I found this print shop, and kind of sold myself to them, and they didn't know much about artwork. I didn't know much, but between us, we kind of worked out stuff. And I spent time, designing letterheads and things, and then I went on to do all sorts of other things. I used to climb up ladders and paint the signs outside people's shops. So I think right from the start, I always had this kind of love of lettering, and all that time as well, I was kind of wanting to be a rock star. I was writing lyrics, so I had this kind of writing thing, and a love of lettering, I think, was kept going through this thing. And I think you have to keep looking at, what are you drawn to? And that will kind of guide you to where you want to go. It comes in kind of moments of inspiration every now and then. You go, oh, that's what I'm good at. But while you're getting there, sometimes it's not so obvious. So you just have to kind of do the work, really. Eventually, I went to art college, and I was really, really lucky there, because one day a week we were taught by a man called Colin McNaughton, who's certainly in Britain. He's a very famous children's picture book illustrator and author. And I was just really lucky, pure chance, really. Well, he actually gave me the nod to get into art college. He was at my interview. And when I got there, he kind of looked at all my work, and he said, you should be a children's book illustrator. And I went, what? What are you on about? What is children's books? And he said, go down to the college library. And he said, go and look. And he told me which shelf all these picture books were on. And I got down there, and they had this great collection of children's picture books from all around the world. And I just sat there all morning just reading picture books, thinking, this is a bit babyish. But then I came across this one book, and it was like, wow. And it just changed my life. And this is that book, Where the Wild Things Are, which I'd never come across before. I never knew, and even all those years ago, it was still probably a famous book. And I think this is just one of the greatest books of all time. And I don't know if you know, go and have a look at it. It's so brilliantly designed. I'm not sure I meant to sort of show how it works on it, but I mean, it's just the brilliant design here. Can you see that square? It gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and it gets bigger, and then it kind of takes over the whole page, and the text is just on that side, and then the illustration kind of starts taking over onto this page, and then it starts moving over more and more, and the design is just extraordinary until finally you get to the point where there's no text at all, and it all goes into the wild rumpus, and everything about it is just fabulous, and the rhyme and the rhythm, and it was just like this light bulb went off in my head. Oh my God, this is it. I have come home, and it was this real kind of homecoming feeling, like, oh, this is what I should do, because it's about the pictures, and my style kind of suited it. My character kind of suited it. I had all these stories to tell. I liked writing songs, which is very similar to kind of picture book writing. I liked text, which I've been doing, sign writing and printing and everything. So all my various things that I'd done and all the various talents that I had suddenly all came together in this art form called the picture book. And I just kind of, my life kind of changed around about then, and then I felt like I started going forward a bit. I had to sort out all sorts of other problems, but never mind that. And so that's kind of how I came to know that I was really a picture book kind of person, or a children's book person. How you come to know that you're, a manga artist, or any kind of cartoon artist, or that you should be doing 3D. I really don't know. I think the secret is that you have to try everything, and you will get that feeling inside. I don't know if you get the same kind of feeling if you're going to be an accountant or something, or a lawyer, and you think, oh, this is what I'm called to do. Maybe you do, I don't know. But I think, art and that kind of thing, it's a kind of a calling, it's a vocation. If you kind of feel that you want to be an artist as your career, then that is a calling, and you've kind of got this feeling inside you. A lot of people kind of start out with that feeling, and then they just kind of don't quite make it along the way. There's hurdles. You've got to keep jumping. You've got to keep jumping hurdles and hoops to get there. And part of that is kind of training, learning stuff, being excited about stuff, and motivation. You've got there's nobody, nobody's going to turn you into an artist but you. You have to do it from inside. That's about all I can say, really. If that helps, Bekirov 21, that's okay. Maybe it's a start. Maybe that might focus your mind a little bit, and you can maybe email me again and tell me what you think, and then maybe I can give more advice later, and as things go on, as time goes on. But I think that's kind of a starting point for kind of working out what kind of an artist you are and what kind of future you want to have. And what kind of future you have, how long have I got? No, what kind of future you have is quite important, because you want to make a living out of it, so you need to be slightly commercially minded about it, which I'll maybe go into another time. So, okay, if you've enjoyed watching this, keep coming back to the Shoe Rain of Drawing channel on YouTube, and I'll see you next time. Keep drawing, keep practicing, and try out all those exciting new things. Okay, bye.